Test. 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 Test.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In just a few moments, our students will be entering the field house. Prior to our ceremony, we would like to remind you to please silence all cell phones. Please do not cheer, shout out, whistle, etc. during the processional and our ceremony. We ask that you please keep the center aisle clear and remain in your seats during the entire processional and ceremony and the recessional as our students exit the field house. And we also ask that you please do not approach the stage or the seated students for photographs. Your cooperation with this is greatly appreciated, and our ceremony will begin in less than 10 minutes. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Troy Community Consolidated School District 30C Class of 2022 graduation ceremony. At this time, if everyone will please rise for a moment of silence in memory of those innocent lives lost in Uvalde, Texas, followed by the performance of the national anthem by the 8th grade treble choir and members of the 8th grade symphonic band under the direction of Miss Kelsey Robb and Mr. William Getz. Mr. Getz and Mrs. Robb. Thank you. You may be seated. Members of the choir and band, please join your class. Good evening, Troy families, students, teachers, administrators, and members of the Board of Education. I am Renee Marski, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the principal of Troy Middle School. Tonight is a celebration, a beginning and an end, and I thank you all for being here. To the parents and families of the class of 2022, on a daily basis, you have entrusted us with your most precious gift. On behalf of the TMS staff, thank you for supporting and partnering with us as your children navigated their way through middle school, and most recently, remote learning, hybrid learning, and the transition to full in-person learning. A culminating event such as this would not be possible without the assistance of numerous individuals. I would like to extend my sincerest thanks to the TMS secretarial staff, the technology department, the Department of Buildings and Grounds, and the Joliet West administration and staff. A special thank you is extended to Dr. Todd Kale and the Troy Board of Education for their continued support throughout the year. With us this evening are board members Mark Griglione, Jerry Benet, Sabrina Price, and Robert Bodach. I would also like to thank the staff at TMS, including our assistant principals, and especially those who are willing to give freely of their time to be here tonight, and to all Troy teachers, administrators, and staff for educating, guiding, and encouraging our students on their journey. At this time, I would please ask that all Troy staff members present this evening please stand. During my daily routines as the building principal of over 1,000 students and staff members, I recognize that creating procedures and an environment that keeps our school building orderly and safe is one of my most important responsibilities. Our singular focus is on our students. We have worked very hard tonight to create an evening of celebration for your graduate. So that we may keep this entire evening focused on the graduates, please hold all applause and verbal celebrations until we are finished calling all of the students' names. Please believe me when I say that I want to celebrate and join in your excitement for your students' accomplishments. But it should be reserved until we are finished so that all family members and guests may hear their child's name being read. Staff members seated in each of the row have the diplomas in an envelope to be given to the students before we dismiss. Any students' families and or guests not cooperating with our request to hold applause or outbursts until we have finished the reading of names will have their diploma pulled by one of the assistant principals, and you will be asked to pick it up sometime over the summer. We pride ourselves on being a school that holds class and dignity in high regard, so we thank you in advance for your cooperation. Families and guests, as we look to dismiss our graduates, please remain seated until the final row of students has left the field house. To the students, 2 years ago, you began the final years of your elementary education. Some of you were unsure. Some of you were confident. As staff members, we laid out a path for you to follow, academically, behaviorally, and socially. We guided you, we challenged you, and you rose to the challenges we set forth. We have never been so proud. The foundation of education that we have helped you build will be your base. As you enter high school, we challenge you to keep building upon that foundation. Remain determined. When academics or social situations become difficult, persevere. Set your goals high and reach for them daily. Your future is ahead of you. The power of creating and being responsible for your own future is unlimited. Be kind, caring, and one who gives freely to others. As you leave Troy Middle School, all of your memories of elementary school will be behind you. As you enter high school, all of your dreams are before you. In the past, in the present, and in the future, all who love you are around you, and all you need is within you. So we hope that your dreams take you to the corners of your smiles, to the highest of your hopes, to the windows of your opportunities, and to the most special places your heart will ever know. Congratulations to the Troy Middle School class of 2022. We are proud of all of you. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Mark Griglione, President of the Troy Community Consolidated School District 30C, Board President.
Good evening. It sure is great to be in person, celebrating right here in the Joliet West space here. I'd like to thank Dr. Carla Guzman and the Joliet Board of Education for allowing us to be here. and to be able to have everyone see their student graduate. I'd also like to thank all the men and women of the Joliet Police Department that are here this evening. Thank you very much for attending this evening. There's one more thank you. I'd like to recognize Dr. Todd Kale, our superintendent, who is retiring after this year after 36 years in education. It's been a pleasure to have him be at the helm, and he's done a great job for us. Let's have a round of applause and wish him luck. Let me be one of the first to congratulate you students on your graduation from Troy 30C. This is one of the first of many steps on the ladder of success. I hope you have many successful steps in the future. We here at Troy have lived by 3 words. They are respectful, responsible, and peaceful. Respectful means respecting your parents, your elders, your teachers, those in authority, and last but not least, respecting yourself. Responsible is being on time, obeying the rules and laws, and doing your assignments. And I don't believe, especially in the world that we live in today, I have to explain the meaning of the word peaceful. I challenge all of you to be the best you can be. The Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce has a banquet called the Top 25 Students of their high school senior class from all 3 high schools in Joliet. Those students are recognized not because they know someone. They're not there that night because their name was drawn out of a hat. They're there that night because they have worked hard and they've earned it. You're now headed for high school. Get the most out of your high school years. You will get what you put into it, work hard, and play hard. I used to say in prior commencement addresses to get as much education as you can. And I still believe in that, but things have changed a little bit. Not only do we need doctors, attorneys, engineers, and accountants, we also need those in the trades, such as carpenters, plumbers, electricians, carpet layers, auto mechanics. So if that is your choice in your career, choose one, but choose the best darn career you can do and do the best that you can. I would like to conclude with a reflection that was shared when I was on the St. Joseph Medical Center Foundation Board. Some of you made me read this before at another event. It has to do with Noah. Everyone knows, I think, who Noah is, the guy with the ark, 40 days of rain and 40 nights of rain. It goes something like this. Don't miss the boat. We are all in the same boat. When stressed, float a while. In today's world, for safety's sake, always travel in pairs. Speed wasn't always the answer. The snails were in with the cheetahs. The Titanic was built by professionals, the Ark by amateurs. And stay fit. You never know when someone important is going to ask you to do something big. And last, but certainly not least, no matter the storm, when you are with God, there is always sunshine waiting. Again, on behalf of the Board of Education, administration, and staff, congratulations, students, and the very best luck in your continuing education. Thank you.
And now, I would like to introduce our student speakers for this evening. First, Natalie Clemente.
Good evening, administration, teachers, staff, board members, family, and most importantly, my fellow graduating classmates. My name is Natalie Clemente, and I'm on the 8 Blue team. My time here at Troy has been beyond my expectations. I need to thank the teachers, staff, and my peers for making it so memorable. I had the pleasure of growing up in the Troy School District. In my early years, I attended Troy Cronin Elementary School. I ventured off to WBO and remember finding my love for basketball and meeting some of my closest friends in 5th and in 6th grade. My last years at TMS have created so many good memories. Troy also was the person who introduced me to basketball. I was always a choir kid, but as I grew older, my love for basketball became stronger. Thank you to my coaches over the years for improving my confidence, pushing me past my limits, and telling me that I'm good enough. Besides finding my love for basketball, I met some of my best friends at Troy. I've always had friends, but none like the ones I have now. I'm so glad that I could say I went to Troy Middle School. Finally, I want to thank the teachers and the teachers on the 8 Blue team for helping me through my toughest time. You helped me stay at school and pushed me to be strong. Thank you, principals, teachers, staff, and my graduating class for making this school the best it could possibly be. I'm very excited to see where high school takes all of us. Let's graduate with pride from Troy.
Holly Coughlin.
Hello, my name is Holly Coughlin, and I represent the Accelerated team. 3 years ago today, I was just finishing. For most of us, the end of the school year brought a sense of excitement and anticipation for summer. I, on the other hand, was dreading it. We had moved a few weeks before, and I would be starting a new school come 6th grade. While most of my friends, whom I had known since 1st grade, were going to a different school, I would be entering WBO as the new kid. Not only was I starting my first year of middle school, but I felt I was doing it alone. However, when I finally began 6th grade, it was nothing like I anticipated. I was quickly accepted and made friends fast, pursuing sports and trying out for anything I had time for. Then, COVID hit. While I'm not going to reiterate what happened during lockdown, since we've all been there, I want to focus on the impact the pandemic has had on us. COVID forced many of us into a bubble, and this year, the effects of that were especially evident. When we came back after being partially remote, we were craving human interaction, and while I can't speak for all of you, I felt exceptionally strong friendships were formed this year. I believe what made these friendships so strong is that we take comfort in being with people who've gone through the same experiences. Unfortunately, I feel this has put us into a new bubble when it comes to graduating. While I know many of us are eager to leave school, we are hesitant to leave our friends. We have finally reached a point in the year where we are comfortable with those around us, and it seems as though it's ending just as it's getting good. One friend even told me they wish they could stay in 8th grade forever. We are all going separate ways, and I believe the relationships we've formed have become our new comfort zones we fear we'll lose when we part. I fear the same as well. When I was dismissed from ELA for the last time, I didn't want to go. Every day, I would look forward to period 8 and to the students there, especially the ones who sat at my table. When I left class, I was afraid I was leaving my friends behind with it. Fortunately, this is far from the truth. The relationships and memories we have created will always remain a special part of our lives. And the relationships and memories we have created will always remain a special part of our lives. In honor of those memories, I want you to observe the effects this school year has had on you. I ask you to compare yourself from the beginning of 8th grade to you sitting here in a gown. We can agree we've all changed due to this school year's impact on us. This is the first year since COVID that school has been, for the most part, normal. We got our sports back, we got our 8th grade dance, and we're even fortunate enough to have a graduation. But what most of us overlook is the perseverance we demonstrated. The bubble I was referring to was a huge milestone for all of us, and it presented itself in different ways. Some were challenged academically, while others struggled socially. Even though we all suffered in some way, shape, or form, we are all here, together, as the class of 2022. As my speech draws to a conclusion, I want us all to understand that the relationships we've created this year are not going anywhere. They say friends come and go, but I disagree. A true friend will always leave their mark. And so as we prepare to enter high school, I know 3 of us, including myself, are nervous. Some may even be dreading it like I dreaded WBO. But after 2 years of being here, I can safely say that moving to Troy schools was one of the best decisions my parents made. And so I know the next 4 years will serve us well because this bubble we're in is already beginning to pop. Thank you.
Madison Loggy.
Good evening. My name is Madison Loggy. I represent the 8 Red team, and I'm honored to have been selected to speak to you tonight. I'd like to welcome the school board, administration, teachers, and all the families to this very special occasion. I would also like to congratulate the class of 2022 for making it to this day. Wow, we did it. I would like to begin by telling you a little story. While we were in 4th grade, my friend and I wrote a story called The Adventures of Middle School. We came up with the idea because we were envisioning what middle school would be like. We were excited but anxious about our futures and planned the most ideal experience we could imagine. Popularity, easygoing teachers, and little to no homework. However, our adventures of middle school did not turn out the way we wrote it. We hoped for the best, but envisioned the worst. Walking into 5th grade on August 20th, 2018 was one of the most exciting and nerve-wracking experiences we all had. Remember when we tried to open our lockers for the first time? I always told my friends I got it on the first try, when in reality, I had no clue what I was doing. However, our adventure of middle school with teachers, the relationships got better. They turned out to be easygoing in our story, but we pictured them to be mean. They are also caring and still a little strict. With each day that passed, we got to know our way around, got to know each other, joined clubs, sports, and came out that year knowing more than just learning how to open our lockers. Perhaps the most surprising thing of all were the new people we met. There were so many new kids and so many new friendships to be made. The social part of middle school was the greatest adventure of all. But that story we wrote back in 4th grade most definitely did not include a pandemic. We didn't see it coming, and we were not prepared. We had no idea the impact it would have on us as students, as friends, and as people. Life is like that sometimes. Sometimes our stories do not go as planned, but the challenges that we were given were gifts for us to grow and persevere. As we go into the next chapter of our lives, we are starting to envision and write our stories for high school. Some of you tonight may be sitting here and writing your own story. What do you see for yourself? What will your story be? If I could offer you any advice this evening, it would be to envision the best for yourself, prepare for the worst, and listen to your voice. One of my favorite poems by author Shel Silverstein is The Voice. There is a voice inside you that whispers all day long, I feel that this is right for me. I know that this is wrong. No teachers, preacher, parent, friend, or wise man can decide what's right for you. Just listen to the voice that speaks inside. Congratulations, Troy Middle School's class of 2022. Since this chapter is coming to a close, start writing the next one and see how it goes.
Jocelyn Murillo.
Good evening to all Troy families, faculties, board members, and most importantly, the class of 2022. I am Jocelyn Merlo, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to give one of the opening speeches for this year's 8th grade graduation. It was only 2 years ago when we were faced with a pandemic, forced to isolate ourselves with limited supplies, unaware of how these global events would determine the way we live today. I believe we experienced this difficult year in comparison to other graduates in order to mature as people, not just simply as students. Living in a global pandemic, I'm sure that a lot of you, like myself, have done a lot of self-reflection, finding value in what is most important in life, like family and friends. Through this difficult time, we have sacrificed a lot to be able to grow up and enjoy this moment with loved ones. It was only my first day of kindergarten at Troy Heritage Trail. The district welcomed me with open arms as I entered wrapped in nerves to meet my new teacher and classmates. Learning a new language was as difficult as entering the building. I recall sitting on the curb during recess, having no clue how to interact with others, and sitting in class was even worse when the teacher would expect you to participate. I was fortunate enough to have those around me to understand my struggle to become a better learner. Growing up during those years, I had a great number of reading and language specialists who have shaped me into the person and student I am today. Since then, I have worked hard to push my personal and academic limits, and thanks to that, I am able to assist my 8-year-old brother. At his age, I couldn't complete a small book without support while he began to read chapter books. 4th grade helped me understand failure. It was challenging to complete multiplication and division problems at age 10. I mastered all of those skills toward the end of the year, and when I couldn't complete a set of problems within a minute, I had to enter a classroom and study. Instead of participating in the celebrations of meeting those goals, I was embarrassed at the humiliation of not being able to join. I decided to skip school that day, and the day I came back, I remember having a chat with the teacher about why I was absent. I couldn't bear to tell her why I didn't go to class and decided to lie. Of course, she figured out why, and when I failed again, I decided to go to school and bear the consequences. She came up to me appreciating my attendance. I understood that failure helped me achieve those goals and get better. From the beginning, Troy has offered me resources throughout elementary school that have simplified my journey in completing middle school, and from here, I hope to continue. As we've discovered the significant changes our world has gone through today, it isn't just filled with violence and hate. There's room for our accomplishments to be known, but in order to reach those, we need to fail. Life is all about falling and getting back up again. Your actions moving forward create the direction of your destination. The key in surviving high school isn't just perfect grades and an ideal attendance. It is enjoying the little details that make each day special. And as we all know, everything good doesn't last forever. It has been a true honor to attend the Troy District, and from the bottom of my heart, I wish all of you a happy graduation and the very best luck in high school.
Thank you, ladies. Please join your class. Board of Education and Superintendent Kale, it is with confidence that I affirm that these 497 students seated before us have fulfilled all requirements of the state of Illinois and have completed the academic course of study prescribed for the elementary schools of Troy Community Consolidated School District 30C of Will County, Illinois, and therefore are deserving of a diploma entitling the holder to be admitted to high school. At this time, we will proceed with the reading of names and the presentation of diplomas. Row 1, please rise. I'm ready.
Sophia Anderson.
Philip Inkston.
Kennedy Anderson,
Mia Antomez,
Harmony Amagashi,
Amy Aprizio,
Jacob Alzamora,
Jerice Applegate,
Ruben Almodovar,
Daniela Arias,
Addison Allen,
Robert Asiema,
Amaya Allen,
Dekenda Ottman,
Lindsay Alcantar,
Christopher Backus,
Matthew Almariotti,
Starla Baird,
Sana Ahmad,
Jackson Banner,
Karen Aguayo,
Madison Bannon,
Jaden Agron,
Jonathan Baranek,
Mia Agnish,
Sydney Barlog,
Aiden Aguilar,
Natasha Borowski,
Madison Aguilara,
Anthony Askew,
Connor Bergen,
Brandon Bernal,
Ryan Bergen,
Nathan Bernal,
James Bergen,
Amanda Berendino,
Janaya Ben,
Mallory Berry,
Diego Bendello Negrete,
Deanna Berry,
Natalia Bedola,
Ricardo Betancourt,
Lola Berta,
Jovi Biancaroso,
Mackenzie Barton,
Dylan Biederman,
Madison Barr,
Kylie Billings,
Javon Warren,
Tyler Bishop,
Devonte Stevens,
Spencer Blair,
John Perstalski,
Abigail Blevins,
Brian Clemens,
Deshaun Bosby,
Chloe Brower,
Gianna Bosworth,
Mason Bross,
Brooklyn Bennett Gresswood,
Christopher Brisbane,
Michael Brown,
Jackson Bright,
Aiden Brown,
Italia Briseno,
Jalen Brown,
Zanaya Brass,
Samuel Brown,
Gianni Brandolino,
Donasia Brown,
Olivia Boyd,
Ava Busaletto,
Michael Horn,
William Buchanan,
Nicholas Jaritza,
Morgan Buds,
Valerie Lopez,
Emmy Boy,
Ethan Garcia,
Breeze Bunicor,
William Chavez,
Talia Butler,
Christina Chow,
Georgia Buza,
DeAndre Chandler,
Jacob Calvin,
Marwa Shamut,
Maya Campbell,
Stephanie Sabelos,
Tristan Bowling,
Nicholas Cavada,
Isaac Chavez,
Joseph Cucci,
Hector Cintron,
Kimberly Carter,
Natalie Clemente,
Crystal Carrillo,
Molly Clower,
John Cardwell,
Ariana Cockream,
Jocelyn Cano,
Abraham Cockream,
Maximiliano Candelas,
Leslie Combs,
Yvette Canchola,
Eric Contreras Herrera,
Bianca Campos,
Avery Cooper,
Maddox Chiquito,
Ayana Coopwood,
Diego Diaz,
Holly Coughlin,
Charlie Desiderio,
Jacob Crandall,
Ryan D. Mills,
Vaughn Craven,
Joseph De La Rosa,
Peyton Craven,
Charlotte Dean,
Ivan Casas,
Harper Davis Okabe,
Emily Diaz,
Atreyu Davis,
Arnaldo Diaz,
Heaven Davis,
Erica Diaz,
Alessandro Damian,
Aiden Doherty,
Xavier Damian,
Slovenia Ellis,
Andrew Dahl,
Oliver Emma Philly,
Anna Marie Cruz,
Leah Inev,
Joe Cruz,
Rafael Enriquez,
Zachary Kronk,
Joshua Escalante,
Tyler Cucci,
Jennifer Escobaro Garcia,
Michaela Gallego,
Dante Farrell,
Seraphin Gallardo,
Ella Featherston,
Kylie Gall,
John Farrock,
Sydney Friday,
Jack Ferguson,
Brooklyn Freund,
Andre De Leon,
Elijah French,
Delaney Gallegos,
Samantha French,
Nellie Gallegos,
Violet Freeman,
Gianna Gallegos,
Ethan Fox,
Madison Gant,
Tyler Fox,
Mario Garcia,
Addison Fowler Favale,
Sophia Garcia,
Jaden Flight,
Xavier Garcia,
Ethan Fleischer,
Nathan Garcia,
Coral Fleming,
Alexa Garza,
Kingston Dunnigan,
Addison Gull,
Luke Gravengood,
Stephanie Genova,
John Grembowitz,
Nevaeh Gibson,
Taylor Greenwood,
James Gibson,
Jarrett Green,
Maya Guilford,
Nicole Goyette,
Franklin Foster,
James Goodwin,
Courtesy Griffin,
Leslie Gonzalez Navarro,
Malia Gardia,
Elizabeth Gonzalez Navarro,
Cooper Gittinger,
Christopher Juarez,
Alexander Gustafson,
Julia Gonzalez,
Brandon Guzman Macedo,
Joshua Gonzalez,
Darwin Haggerty,
Ava Gambosi,
Aaron Hagstrom,
Brandon Nat,
Adeline Hala,
James Glum,
Justin Hanish,
Jackson Greenwood,
Ava Hansen,
Jonathan Hood,
Henry Harch,
Mariah Holton,
Katie Hartwig,
Patrick Holmes,
Stratos Gramanis,
Isabel Holly,
Aiden Hassenberg,
Sean Hogan,
Maddox Gorley,
Sarah Hiller,
Gianna Hervarten,
Diamond Hill,
Peyton Hudson,
Jose Herrera,
Gisela Ibarra,
Rolando Herrera,
Riley Iverson,
Christian Herrera,
Sophia Izukar,
Arlith Hernandez,
Lance Jackson,
Marco Heald,
Corey Jackson,
Madison Havikin,
Shamari James,
Nathaniel Hatley,
Amir Jada,
Isaac Harris,
Giovanni Jimenez,
Hannah Kulikowski,
Alexis Johnson,
James Coolis,
Kayla Johnson,
Morgan Konechny,
Logan Johnston,
Kara Konechny,
Kaylee Junkus,
Michael Napick,
DJ Jones,
Brianna Klubnik,
Chase Kutella,
Veronica Klubnik,
Madison Loggy,
Jordan King,
Jacob Landando,
Jolie Keemack,
Elizabeth Lang,
Gavin Carrick,
Mike Lara,
Ava Kennedy,
Dominic Larkin,
Adriel Keller,
Ava Lorendi,
Olivia Keene,
Messiah Lee,
Peyton Cable,
Jaden Lee,
Joseph Jaburek,
Emma Lenore,
Robert Malinowski,
Lillian Lesnick,
Liliana Madonis,
Christian Letts,
Caitlin McDonald,
Mariah Lopez,
Preston Mabley,
Isabel Lopez,
Kale Lines,
Dylan Lamping,
Terrence Lurie,
Sophia Mancia,
David Luna,
Valerie Mantia,
Julissa Lule,
Joaquin Morasco,
Daniel Lukanzik,
Amari Marbury,
Jahia Loza,
Mariah Mercano,
Amaya Love,
Eileen Marquez,
Hector Lopez,
Tyler Marshall,
Francisco Lopez,
Litzuli Martinez,
Julian Lopez,
Amy Martinez,
Enrique Lagueno,
Isabella Martinez,
Amber Moore,
Nico Martinez,
Hannah Monday,
Delilah Martinez,
Anila Miles,
Olivia Mayer,
Mackenzie Milkey,
Renzo Mayfield,
Emily Michon,
Bianca McCullough,
Gabrielle Meza,
Nayeli Moran,
Olivia Merritt,
Ivan Moreno,
Eli Murda,
Lillian Morris, sorry,
Sophia Mendez,
Ava Morissette,
Brody McKay,
Aurelio Munoz,
Timothy McGrain,
Maya Munoz,
Zion McGee,
Nicholas Murdoch Shy,
Mariah McCullum,
Jocelyn Murillo,
Clinton Moon,
Braden Myers,
Fiona Orms,
Kai Nathaniel,
Kevin Olvera,
Landon Navarro,
Natalia Olivo,
Miranda Navarez,
Zoe Oganovich,
Evan Newman,
Ava Offerman,
Isaiah Melton,
Aiden O'Malley,
Grace Orth,
Wyatt O'Connor,
Kaylith Ortiz,
Vanessa O'Connor,
Sergio Ortiz,
Joseph O'Brien,
Kimberly Ortiz,
Scott Nowacki,
Jada Osei Ado,
Sammy Nofall,
Liliana Ostigin,
Sanaya Nobles,
Peyton Palish,
Zachary Nictula,
Davin Pangrazio,
Julia Wynn,
Carmen Paramo,
Aiden Osterhoff,
Emily Parks,
Marshawn Polk,
Miley Pass,
Aiden Poitra,
Abigail Patterson,
Sophia Podmalik,
Damian Pavin,
Trista Paisano,
Marquise Payne,
Thomas Piotrowski,
Haley Page,
Essence Pierce,
Micah Polk,
Haley Pico,
Lila Pons,
Connie Pham,
Maggie Prack,
Sean Perez,
Emmanuel Preciado,
Benjamin Perez,
Caleb Price,
Isabel Pensado,
Leah Primacero,
Liang Hang Pang,
David Principe,
Craig Peacock,
Cassandra Puebla Ibarra,
Carlos Quiros,
Siri Petz,
Cassandra Pantoja,
Brody Pulaski,
Emma Roberts,
Carmine Ragusa,
Diego Rios,
Sienna Ramirez,
Alistinelli Rios,
Sierra Rapata,
Dylan Ringhofer,
Elena Rahimi,
Olivia Reel,
Trinity Price,
Ethan Richardson,
Jacob Robinson,
Michaela Rhymes,
Shania Robinson,
Xavier Reyes,
Kevin Robles,
Matthew Reyes,
Gavin Rodriguez,
Mackenzie Rex,
Marco Rodriguez,
Alondra Resendez,
Ellie Rodriguez,
Ty Ratz,
Mia Rodriguez,
Isha Rathod,
Alexander Rogers,
Nathan Radicek,
Gianna Romero,
Adrian Rodriguez,
Jason Rosado,
Joy Sile,
Isel Rosas Hale,
Andre Serrato,
Arian Ross,
Nevaeh Sieber,
Julian Sanchez,
Ryan Scott,
Ariana Rosales,
Natalie Schuster,
Antonio Salamanca,
Logan Schlage,
Maurice Shelton,
Kylie Shear,
Trey Shepard,
Enrique Salcido,
Janaya Shorter,
Faith Sarcletti,
Janina Shorter,
Keith Santoyo,
Evan Siebert,
Aiden Santiago,
Aranza Silva,
Marina Sanchez,
Lucas Simulik,
Emma Salerno,
Samantha Skipper,
Jack Salerno,
Sydney Slako,
Madison Zamfranowski,
Cameron Smith,
Noemi Torres Mendoza,
Elijah Spoljaric,
Jonathan Torres,
Evelyn Stelter,
Liliana Torres,
Aubrey Stevenson,
Jada Thompson,
Kathan Stonich,
Zaria Thomas,
Vincent Signorelli,
Olivia Taylor,
Dylan Trainer,
Joshua Thigpen,
Sawyer Tremblay,
Iris Tamavongza,
An Tran,
Lucas Terrazas,
Quinn Tran,
Noah Tarver,
Becky Tran,
Ava Talarita,
Devin Traver,
Ellis Stephen Tabay,
Caitlin Triplett,
Aaliyah Sullivan,
Miles Tyler,
Austin Vandermeer,
Marco Valadez,
Callaway Walsh,
Kylie Van Leeuwen,
Dylan Wilson,
Sarah Viamonte,
Nicholas Witt,
Dante Walker.
Evelyn White,
Nevaeh Walker.
Kylie Wheat,
Hayden Valera.
Ethan Wasilowski,
Landon Valera.
Preston Wellman,
They're not in the right line.
Leah Warren,
They're not in the right line.
Diego Torres, Christopher Williams. I don't have. Marcus Wright, Tony Yates, Henry Young, Ashley Young, Yeri Ellis Zayas,
Gavin Zettergren. Shamar Wright. Dylan Ziegler. Emily Zalecki. Sean Winkler. Alexia Zuniga.
Family, friends, and guests, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the 2022 graduating class of Troy Community Consolidated School District 30C. Row 1, and row 10, please rise. You give him the diplomas. Rows 2 and 11, please rise. Row 3, please rise. Row 12, please rise. Row 4 and 13. Row 5 and 14. Row 6 and 15. 16.